Waiting for the stream to heat up. It's like 8 p.m. I want to get like 15 minutes of work done, and then I will feel justified in being able to go and play games. All right, so this is going. So, good evening. It's 8 p.m. in New Hampshire here on a snowy Friday night. And I feel the need to get some work done. I did some work, but it was nothing I wanted to do on purpose. If you see my ETP sheet, it's been kind of a unfocused day, as you can see by the number of swirls I filled in. But I did get about 2.5 hours of billable work done, at least. So that's positive. And if I can get like another 15 minutes, I will feel okay about playing a game later. I'm thinking of playing the Division survival mode, and not playing it to win, but playing it to see how the game mechanics work. So that might be fun. Or maybe I'll go to sleep. I'm kind of tired. So what am I working on? I am working on, according to my sheet, what am I working on? Let's bring this camera over here. Doop, doop, doop. Where's my mouse? It keeps disappearing. Oxcam. So, it's kind of dark in here. Hide bonds. That sounds like a good one. So, I should make a note in the YouTube chat. Doing a quick co-working stream JavaScript code for at least 15 minutes. Alright, set this timer. There's my mouse. I don't know why I'm so tired. So, I was just looking at this. This was a bug that I committed. Well, it was a tiny bug. Let's see. What am I looking for? So we wanted to hide the bonds. So the issue is, first we need to try to reproduce it. The issue is that I'm doing this display copy thing. And the display copy thing, where is this? The cat's making sad noises. Alright, so let me just get this going. There's so many of these little apps I need to run now. Localhost 3000. What time is it? It's starting at, let's call this like 8:15. Need to run particles. That's running. I want to disable this stupid webcam. I think I can do that from here. Particles teacher. Let's disable the webcam. Let's shrink this down so we don't need it to be very big. Particles teacher. That doesn't need to be very big either. Let's put the console up. Here we can put the console up too. And the issue is, as I switch between these various modes, damn it, webcam. So here, there's these bonds that are forming, but if I go between 5C and I think one of these, maybe it's 5B, there's no bonds being connected. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 3? Six. One of these has a mode in which particles are formed without bonds. do that? I think it is. Article play with annotations. I'm guessing maybe it has to happen with a tracker utility running. Yeah. Actually, that would probably be a pretty good test. Well, not track it, fake track needs to be running. Actually, I can run it on this side too. Let's shrink this down. I need another one of these. And this needs to be a display client. No, cat's making. Okay, why are you making so many noises? Oh. Why are you so sad? Oh. Yeah? You hungry? Is that what it is? It's not time for you to eat yet. Maybe if I give you some fish snacks, you'll be fine. You want some fish snacks? Sure you want some fish snacks. You love fish snacks. Kate wants some fish snacks too. Kate's so noisy these days. Alright, so if I flip back and forth between this shows that. If I run a fake track instance here, why is this running so slow? Something is slowing this down. Is it the webcam? It might be. Why is this slowing? Could be plotting too. I'm seeing performance issues. Let's see. So if I make like 10 of these or 20 of these, I should start seeing different modes. Let's go to 5C. I can start seeing some of the artifacts appearing now. The system is starting to get slow. I'm seeing it appear in the mouse. Something is eating a lot of CPU. Of course, I am streaming at the same time. You can see it's slowing down here too. So I mean, this big cloud of things over, you can see that some of the bonds are there. I got a macro experiments. If I go to day 3, you can see the bonds. They're not there, but you see some of them here. If I go back to 5C, I think what's happened is as it reuses them, they go away. So day 6 to day 5. Yeah, so there's some lingering bonds. So I think the issue is like when it switches between these modes, it needs to be able to tell if there are bounded lines or not. Let me reduce this back down to 1. Does this one have a line on it? So I just see 1. And what is that line called? So if there are no lines, we need to hide it. I wish I knew why this is running so slow. Seems to be a compositing layer issue. The animation frames are taking a long time to run. It might be, I wonder if it's because of the alpha that's set. Could very well be. Okay. So what's going on? Let's make some notes here. My theory. The bonds are lingering on the display client side. Probably because the resetting of the marker sprites isn't including hiding the bonds. So let's take a look at that code. I think it's in a display list. And in display lists we have what am I looking for? I'm looking for it would be marker. I think it's accessing the marker pool, basically. This is construct the mirror case marker pool request update mesh entry visual show setting the radius. I think there's other stuff that happens. Real-time changes are handled below. That would be here, marker. Pull points out of a pool. There's a dash line and draw it. Otherwise hide dash lines. That should be doing it, as far as I know. The sub visuals as well. I would have expected this hide dashed lines call to work. Let's see if I can disable the drawing entirely. It should restart everything. It's running awfully slow. Alright, so now, let's make this bigger. So we got those. And interestingly, this is in a weird state. Okay, so the lines aren't being drawn at all, though, which is what I was expecting to happen. So probably so we put that back. That should bring the lines back. switch back and forth. These will dispose of the toggle back and forth with these. If I go back and forth a couple of times, I'm guessing that some of these lines will eventually have the ones that are left over. Students as particles. Alright, so we go students as particles and 5C, that's what we're seeing. Alright, so if you go between 5A and 5C, that's the, if going between 5A and 5C, students as particles, 5C, particle students as ones. I think that's what's happening. So students as ones. What's happening is, I guess the marker type is changing. It's changing the particle side of things. It's getting should be executing here. In some case that it doesn't actually get hidden. Maybe it switches. Maybe we need to force a hide visual lines up there as well. And this is pulling it out of the marker pool. No, actually, the marker pool isn't happening here. This should not fix this, but I just want to see. Oops, testing my knowledge. I think what's happening is that visual UUID doesn't change. And when it gets its update, it's somehow not detecting it. Oh, it's not encoding it correctly. So here, if I go to 5A, students as particles, it'll start drawing bonds there. If I go back to 5B, or 5C, then the particles are still there. And now if I go back any place, those bonds are still going to be showing. So I believe, if I pull the console up on this, I think I have that disabled. I want to know when these marker pools are executing. So now these markers still have this thing attached to it. No, wait, no, this is, I guess that's supposed to be happening. Day 4, but if I go to day 1, these should not be there. So what has changed is the mode changes. That gets hidden on that side. So I think there's a routine in particles. Ben mentioned called it's a default particle. It's called something like set players. as wands. Set players as costumes. Set players as action roll. Set players as molecules. So here, show circle, hide costume, hide flags. Where are flags? Set players as wands. Hide dash lines. So I think what's happening is this is not encoding it. That's probably what it is. So on display list capture, I think that's probably the issue. Let's check to see how we're detecting that. So if we have a mesh and the mesh is a subtype marker, we encode the we encode dash line as saved dash line. I think saved dash line actually is, that might be being saved because they want to restore it later. So if it's once it's created, it's always there. So I think that's what's happening. Saved dash line. Or is that me saving it? Okay, this is me saving it. If, I guess we need to check this visibility. If, yeah. Hide dash lines, draw dashed line. That's mysterious. Why do you have draw dash lines? Is that a drawing command or is that a showing command? We have hide dash lines, but do we have a show? Hide all lines. I don't understand what this dashed line. Let's see what hide all lines is. Lines, this is just going through lines visible. Show lines indexes visible. That's not particularly. What's the difference between hide dash lines? Hide dashed lines. There's lines and there's dashed lines. Only clears the browser cookies. If you want to clear media files, use gulp clean all. Does not clear out recordings though. What is the difference between clear, hide all lines and hide dashed lines in the marker? Are they both used? Dashed lines. If, let's see, if all the lines dashed lines 0 visible. Okay, so this is my Alright, oh, this is happening during draw dash lines. Ah, okay, this is what I actually need to do. After it's drawn. This only happens only once. In the hide dash lines, we want to circ save dashed line is equal to null. And so I think that will help with the encoding here. Saved. If item, oh wait, and how does this encode dashed line? If viz save dashed line, then encode it. That should fix it. Erase saved line parameters. All right, this might work. Didn't crash. That's a good sign. So we got these things here. This should be rendering though. Did I break it? Oh, there we go. So we go to day 3. And then we go to students as particles. And we go back to day 4. Or how about day 1? Or day 6. Okay, that's still working. If we go to ones, I think I fixed it. Okay, those are both active. We go to 5B, this appears. I think I fixed it. So I should be able to go back between 5B and 5A. Alright, I think that's working. Alright. And, oops. this should be here. Or not. Let's delete this. Let's make a new branch. Div ds fix fuel or fix player bonds bond lines. Commit dev ds fix duck lines for a case when player particles or player molecules switch roles between player as molecules. Switching between players molecules and players as ones bolted in stuck dashed lines. Fix between having stuck to dashed lines. So that should do that. Okay. I think I fixed the dashed line. Dashed line is getting stuck. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's push this to GitHub. Or I did push it. Did I push it? I made... Yeah? Did I not push it? I didn't push. Fix stuck lines. I did not push it. Compare and pull request. Let's see. And the bridge. Fix. Stuck bond lines on player molecules. When switching between day 5 particle day 5A and 5C, the molecule players as molecules. And what are the modes again? Oh. Students as particles. Students as wand. Memory's so bad. Students as particles as students as wands. The molecule bond lines would remain showing. The dashed line display lists property was not depending on a saved dash lines property in the visual. Populated whenever draw dashed line was called. However, this property was never cleared when hide dashed line was called. So it was always stuck on. To the last drawn line. Display list capture now more intelligently encodes the state. Writing. Okay. Pushed pull request 80. All right, so work done. Now it is time to play. When did I start this? This is what 8. Let's say I started this at 8:15, and it's about 41 minutes. I'm gonna call it the 45 minutes. So it's about 21. It's time to feed the cat. Fix. My claim fixed. Display bond lines not disappearing. Is there anything else I can do to fill in those last 10 minutes? Let's see what else is on here. It's 8 o'clock or 8:15. Socialize. It's 45 minutes, right? Code 02. What was overlay graphics? Oh, that was, let's look at that. Overlay graphics. Overlay graphics. I just saw this in the X Visual Factory. No, I actually saw it in default particles. Flags. What the heck are these? Show flags. So we have a lightning, bolts, position X, position Y. Alright, so these bolts elements. And how does this work? Bolt X, lightning bolts. Flames, arrows. Let's see if we can get, so what are we encoding? If we're showing lightning, I guess we actually want to do something like this. Encode lightning. If the lightning should be initialized, right? Yeah. These all are initialized. We just need to actually just enable them. We want the count. Oh no, actually we should just be able to we should just be able to merge it, so just take care of it. Merge it yet. I think it's safe to just accept. It only touches some self-contained systems. I don't know. For bug, I like having the bug fixes self-contained. I wonder if it's a lot of overhead, but I try not to worry about it. So how do I encode this data? I think I just want to, if, is there a hide lightning? There's a hide lightning, is there? Show, where's hide? Hide lightning. Oh, it's hide flags. I think it just sets the, I will bet it just sets the count to 0. Yeah, okay, so we just encode the count. Okay, so we'll do something like this. Circ saved lightning. The count isn't available, is it? Circ display list. Lightning. Count. And likewise, we have a flame count. No count. So then, in our encoder, this is where capture. If we have a, these are marker sprites. So marker sprite. If viz arrow, or let's see, lightning count. Not equal undefined, else item it's undefined, not undefined, then we want to encode things, I think. Yes. Item lightning equals viz lightning count. And then for lightning, then we have flame. And then we have arrow. And then on the render side, we have, I think, update mesh entry. And if it's a marker, finally show the damn marker. This is the initialize only. Real-time changes handled below. We don't need to worry about that. I think this needs to be there either. We'll leave it there. That might not be necessary. This is something I put in there to try to hide the, actually no, that might be necessary. So so down here in our marker subtype, handle flags. If item lightning count, if it's encoded, then we want to do something about it. We want to viz show lightning item lightning count. Likewise for arrow count. That's weird. Why is that pacing so weird? The fuck? Copy. And we want to show arrows. Likewise for flames, flame count. Show flames. And that might handle the flags. We shall see. Yeah. It's not crashing, that's promising. And if we go to 5C, and if we move our fake track here, it's not hiding it though. And I need to add the hide code too. Not equal undefined. So we are sending 0 counts. Hey, sweetie. Oops, it's just about time to get the show on the road. Chug, 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 chug. So if I label these, particle distance isn't showing. That's showing. That's showing. Why isn't particle distance showing? Show arrows if item arrow count not equal show item arrow count. Must have encoded it incorrectly. Viz arrow count is not equal to undefined. Item arrow count is equal to viz arrow count. Circ arrow count is a count. So why is that not working? This is encoder. And then the renderer is up here, right? Update sprite mesh entry. I did something dumb. This is initializer. Why is that not working? Something other than arrows? Double arrows. Display list, encode, double arrows. Circ, double, D arrow equals count. And then I have to for hide flags I should also this arrow count equals null. Is this allowed in JavaScript? I seem to recall this being a no-no. Lightning count, flame count, arrow count. Remove properties. Actually, I think if we're using the arrows at all, maybe just setting them to 0 all the time is probably the easier thing to do. We need to handle these. Darrow count. Show double arrows. Here's darrow count. Item arrow count. If viz darrow count not equal undefined. Item darrow count is equal to viz darrow count. Let's see if that fixes it. What's missing that? It's slowing down. Why is that? So particle distance. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, got the flags. It's working too. Need to give the cat's instance a shot. Come on, sweeties. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yes, you look very sleepy. Okay, so that's two code tasks that happily seemed pretty easy. Yeah. Hey, this is in a way. How awful. All right. Yum, yum, yum. Hold still. Zap. Good kitty. I'll just add it to the existing pull request. I'll add it to the existing pull request. If you haven't already sucked it down. All right, so okay. I'll just merge it. All right, so commit, and we're going to call this dev ds fix missing flags. The flags, what are they called? Lightning. What were they again? Lightning and flame, arrow, double arrow. Are now encoded by display list. I should lint this just to be sure. I don't see any linting errors. Gulp blint. Okay. I don't think the linter handles. Linter doesn't. Go sources, lint sources. Where's lint all? Where's lint all? Assets modules. We actually want to blend the server code too. That would be server. Server. Server.star.js. Let's try that again. Where does this happen? need to update the gulp file. So it also links the server sources. It currently doesn't. So let's go to source tree and let's push this to again. Uh-oh. Looks like there's changes. Let's commit that now. Yep. Playlist, stick my lines, some flag graphics icons. Issue 2, the flag graphics, arrows, lightning, flames were not being encoded by display list. They are now encoded. Excited? Let's see, I'm just going to merge it. Stuck on lines, missing flag graphics. All right. Now what time is it? Now it's 9:15. Display bond lines. Using flags. All right, that's. Okay, we're done now. All right, I feel like that is enough work now. So I am going to take a break and then I'm going to play around with the division, try the survival mode and see what secrets I can discern from the gameplay. So there should be a lot of like unpleasant dying if I do this right. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a good weekend.